in the capital city of GH. And like how I do it every Thursday, I'm here again. And of course, before I get to go, I love to tell you which day we are in, which month we are in, and of course which year we are in, just in case you've forgotten. So it's the 4th day of the 3rd month in the year 2021. In this month last year, things started going bad. But we are still here, still alive and everything kicking. So of course we are grateful. 63 days down out of 365 days in the year 2021, we have just about 302 days more to end this year. It sounds like it's far-fetched, but trust me, by tomorrow we'll be in December. A very good afternoon going out to you out there doing the watching. If you're in your home already, if you're in a car, if you're still in your office, or of course wherever you're doing the streaming from, good afternoon to you. So with your permission, I'd like to humbly invade your intellectual space and keep you company from now until the late hours of 4. Of course, I get to start the birthday wishes to initiate the show. And of course, we get to do, a sort of motivational movements. There's been this song that has been playing in my head all day, so that's going to be literally my motivational tune for today. Then, of course, we have the Wiki Moments with Pamela Ofoe-Boateng. We call her the Wiki Diva. But today I have a very awesome person with me in the studios. I'm going to tell you who he is. But for now, I officially welcome you to the EP Book Club, me and man Pyob. Transmitting live from our studios here in Aberdeen, not too far away from the Morocco restaurant. We are live on Facebook at EP Urban Radio TV. So yes, officially you are on the EP Book Club with me and man Pyob. Subscribe to our other social media handles, EP Radio TV 2 on Instagram, on Twitter, EP Radio TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, EP Radio TV, www.epradiotv.com. If you didn't know we're global, we are global. Of course, you want to WhatsApp me on the show. If you're calling on the show, you can do that. 0207 32 62 36. 0207 32 62 36. Those are the numbers I'm working with today. Who is first on the birthday wish? So, a big one going to this man. I love him. I love to listen to his music when he's on the strings. Wiseborn is his name. He's +1 today. Big ups to you wherever you are, big man. Nanama Otumfo, Jessica Nanaba Baden, Intifo Patrick, Abigail Inkunim Kwe, Amedo Thomas, Mami Esiedu Mensa, and Akosia Boateng. These ones are celebrating their birthday today. And whatever I have to say to them will be in that tune that I'll be dropping in a bit. But of course, a belated one going out to these lovely souls as well. Sunny Mel, the big man himself, Benjamin Akakpo of Joy FM. Then of course, Elimo Okran all the way inside the state. Kwabene Friye, Isaac Kwenu, Prof. Isaac Quayson. Really, I wish I done now. Kwenu Quayson. Okay. So Brenda Afokwa, Salifu Abdul Hafiz, Big up to you, big man. Then the man himself, I love to see him on the wheels. 6 to the 4. Then Bright Amour. Then Susanna Lamle Latte. And what do I have to say to these lovely people? Like I said, is in the tune that I'm about to drop. Coming from the man, Timmy Dakolo. Everything, amen. I don't know why my tune is not dropping, but it's definitely going to come through in a bit. I don't know what Yusuf is doing to the machine today. But definitely I'm going to still play that tune for all of you. But let's get on with the show. When the tune is on turn, you will hear it play. And of course, you can follow me on my personal social media handles as well. At Opong_Papa on Twitter, Papa Wampong on Instagram, then Bra Papa Opong on Facebook. Or you can simply search for Pyob. Be a part of the show with your comments under the live stream, your shout outs, your wishes. As you view, and I'll do well to read them live on the show for you. My tune just got ready. Coming from the man, Timmy Dakolo. Everything, amen. So to all those who are celebrating their birthdays and of course the belated ones, everything you want to do, everything you pray for, everything you talk to God about in your secret places, everything, amen to that. So Wise Born, Nanamo Tune for Sunny Mel, Benjamin Akapo, Elimo Okran, Bright Amu, this is therefore, if you believe, just say amen to this. Everything you put your hand to is definitely going to work. You self go be a boss. So just keep listening to that tune wherever you are. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe to our other social media handles. EP Radio TV 2 on Instagram, EP Radio TV on Twitter. Then of course to my personal social media handles as well. At Oppo_Papa on Twitter, Papa on Instagram, Papa on Facebook, or you can simply search for PYOB. But like I said today, I have for me and for you one fine gentleman the very first time I met this man, what caught my attention aside, of course, his game was his outfit. I don't know if I should call it Jokoto. If it is togas, if it is baggy, if it is a skirt. Still wondering. We'll get to definitely find out from him. Or at least, I gave you, a tip of the iceberg. At least you know it's a him. Of course, if you're watching the video already, you know it's a him. But 100%, aka Paul Fojo. I hope I get his name right. Is it Fojo, right? Fojo Jr. is an Accra-based rapper and poet who has dazzled audiences with wordplay and poetry on love, Ghana, Christianity, and even the mosquito. He is the 2014 and 15 Halakasa Slam champion and has an album titled, this one, I'm wondering what let me just say WTF with a question mark, of which he released in 2017. He has featured on stages in Kenya and South Africa and is currently working on a book and an album to be released in this very year 2021. He's raising the flag of Ghana wherever he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, my lord and my lady, 100% is right here with me in the studios. How are you, big man?
I'm doing well. You can say I'm feeling 100 as always.
100. Wait, but 100, you're like, okay, it's not spelled with a U.
No,
it comes with
an
the O.
If you do it that way, I'll get lost in the midst of all people, because 100% is actually a very common thing that people like to say. I changed it to the O mainly because I love how Ghana people say
100.
They don't say 100, they're 100. It's me paying homage to them to remember that yes, I am indeed a Ghanaian and I'm raised generally in Accra.
Wow.
So when you put it that way, it's me paying respect generally to the Ghana people.
To the Ghana people.
Letting everybody realize that in Ghana, we don't say 100, we keep it 100. Yes.
And, some people go, some of the old folks like in the Ghana community go like 100.
Yes.
In the age like, no.
Yes.
100.
Yeah.
So for now, like right here, I'm just going to go with the 100. I'm not going to go like 100.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, you're on the E People Call Me a Man, I'm chilling with 100%. If you're doing the watching right now, don't just watch. Let me know you're on. Let your man know you're on watching him right now. Let's give you a shout out. Give him a shout out. Let's know what you think. You're on the E People Call Me a Man, Pyob. Like I said, I'm chilling with 100%. 100%. But like I said, the very first time I met you was at the Lyrical International, poetry program they had last year in the inside the Impact Hub, and when you walked up on to take the stage, of course, they sat behind the microphone. I was like, I was thinking of the outfit like,
what's that?
What were you wearing? Was it skirt? Was it the big trousers? What was it?
You see, I've always been fascinated by that outfit, and it's only last year that I can give you a proper name. What I'm wearing right now is similar, but you can call it a form of harem pants. What I'm wearing now, but that's not what I was looking for.
Okay.
What I was wearing on that day is called a hakama.
Wow.
And it's, if you look at how samurais in Japan, that's what they wear. It can either be worn and have like trousers, and that makes horse riding easier. But I prefer the whole thing that looks like Germany skirt. For me, I wear it, and it makes me feel like Germany a poetry warrior. And there was actually a black samurai. And if you also look at how even the Ashantis deal with they are sort of, it's actually a form of martial arts. So it's kind of like me saying that, hey, my poetry is a form of martial arts. I'm not using it necessarily to fight or give violence, but it's, for me, it's a weapon that I use to keep myself sane and to my well-being, and also to make people happy. So in a sense, it's going
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah. Because I was really wondering like, what is he wearing? But now I know is
It's
a
called
hakama,
It's
right?
called a
The
hakama.
hakama. So this is he's more of like a poetry samurai, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, you could put it that way. Yeah. That's how I like. I'm on a journey. I'm trying to improve myself, and it's not just about the fighting. It's about the well-being. It's about the mindset. In that sense, so it's all
Nice.
keeping it 100 all the time.
100
Yeah.
all the time. I love that. But now, last week Thursday, I was privileged.
Yeah.
I had another, winner of the
Great.
Halakasa, slam.
Okay.
Twitter,
Okay.
Twitter lights,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So, and now I'm sitting with another one.
Mhm.
How did you come into contact with, I don't know if I should ask you, like, how did you come into contact with Say Black, or how did you come into contact with Halakasa?
It's a very funny story. I didn't study, my tertiary wasn't in this country, so I was privileged to do my university studies in South Africa.
Okay.
So that's where the spoken word, I got into spoken. I was doing poetry at the time, but when I got there and I saw how they were going about poetry, it changed my poetry. So I
Wow.
was there for 5 years, between 2005 and 2010.
Wow.
So at the end of 2010, I come to Ghana and I am bursting with, I want to get on stage. I want to see how the poetry scene is like.
It's like in Ghana.
And at the time, the people, my friends, they pointed me towards Mutombo. Mutombo at the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
was making waves
Yeah.
in the poetry circle. So I remember I drove all the way to Kaneshi to go and see Mutombo
Wow.
that day. And Mutombo told me that, look, if you want the stages and stuff, the person to see is Black, because Black is the person
Yeah.
who runs the Alcazar. So immediately we drove to Black's place. And I met
Wow.
Black. Black told me that, yeah, but I think that time there was a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
So, because it was just after the Christmas holiday. So he told me when
It was
they were
going to be
going
on.
to start their open mic, and I was there, and I've just been there kind of like, ever since. So in the early stages of 2011 going down, I was very, 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 very active in the Halakasa, what do you call it, stages. Unfortunately, right now, because of family,
yeah.
mainly family
Okay.
changes your life.
I know, right? You need to spend a lot of time
So,
with
yes, so I'm not able to spend as much time. You hear me? It doesn't mean that I'm still not as interested. I'm still dedicated, but I'm also trying to do other things on the poetry stage. But that's how I got into contact with
Say
Halakasa.
Black.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I was wondering, like, when I was reading your profile and I saw a Halakasa, I was like, am I ever going to, have a conversation with a poet or a spoken word artist who does have any link with a Halakasa?
If you're in Accra and you've been in the poetry, you say you've been active in poetry from, let's say, for the last decade.
Yeah.
And you didn't come across Ihalakasa, it will be a bit weird.
Mm-hmm. What have you been doing?
You say you're doing poetry, okay, fine. And you didn't line up yes, and you didn't go because it's the stage you would want to perform on. You want to perform on that stage because it's more of verification. You want to hear the audience acknowledge whether what you did, was right. And it's not as if back then in the last decade we had COVID. No, we didn't.
No.
So if people were free,
open mic,
to
sessions and
so
all.
when you say, oh yeah, I've been there, like, no, but I didn't go there. I was like, I don't know.
What have you been?
You really were looking for the stage, because it's not as if there was any roadblock coming there.
Yeah.
You get me? And so I'm not surprised that many people still look to Ihalakasa. Ihalakasa has done a lot for poetry in Ghana, and I think sometimes I don't even think they get enough recognition
as they should.
Black especially has done a lot for poetry in the last decade. You can't even. It'd be difficult to quantify what his impact is on the poetry.
And big up to Say Black.
Yeah.
I sort of a bit this thing I'm doing, like especially like for the written art world, let me put it that way, to Say Black.
Wonderful.
So Say Black is like, is some sort of like, godfather.
He keeps it 100 sometimes. You know me.
And so big up to Say Black, wherever he is. I was chatting to him, I think a night ago, and of course, big ups to him. Big ups to Sony as well. I think he also creates a platform for poets to showcase their talent. So of course the Halakasa community. Big ups to all of you guys. It lives in us.
Exactly.
So now, but back to you though.
Yeah.
So you got to be a part of a Halasa. A Halakasa. It sounds like it confuses my tongue sometimes. Then you only competed in this, like in the slam in 2014.
I competed in the slam in 2014. They had a slam before that. This was, I think, maybe 2010 or 2009, but I wasn't around then.
Oh, okay, that's how come you weren't a part of it?
No, I wasn't a part of it, but I think that's the one that Mutombo won.
You
get me? And ever since then, it seems, putting a slam together is not as simple
as that, yeah.
At the time that Halakasa decided to do, I think it was just right. The kind of poets that we had on the scene at the time, it made for good entertainment to those who were interested in poetry. So they started in 2014 as a means to just improve the level of poetry, at the time. So they ran it that year, and it was more of like you had qualification rounds. I think every quarter or so they were doing that, and they got finalists. And then in December, I think 26th December, that's when it was in 2014. Bang. They did the finals, and then I won that one. Then next year, they did it again, and I just said, you know what, let me just jump in again.
And you won again.
And I won again. That doesn't mean it was easy. It was by me, but it don't mean it's easy.
Coach, I know like there's some big dogs in there.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
The 2014 one you won, the 2015 was Mutombo a part of it? No.
Mutombo, unfortunately, Mutombo wasn't part of any of the.
The ones you were.
Yeah. But in the first one, a number of people participated in it. A number of people, what do you call it? DK Osei was in it. He was one of the first. He and Chief Moomin were one of the first finalists in it.
Chief Moomin as well.
Poetry was part. I remember Adrian, that is, or what they call Slim One, was part. I'm trying to remember everybody that was kind of part, but I really
the community is too big to remember everybody who was
at a point, because I didn't qualify in the first what do you call it, the first round.
Oh, really?
I didn't qualify in the second.
No, wait, hold on. This man here is saying he didn't qualify for that one. I want you to experience him, because I'm wondering how he didn't qualify. So just for you to judge for yourself as well, just for you to know how intense poetry slams are in Ghana, I'm going to let him drop a piece. At least I've experienced him before. I'll leave him to serve you a bit of him, have a taste of him, then we take it on from there. I don't know which piece you're going to drop.
I'll do this one. I haven't done it in a while. It's like an introductory piece, kind of defining as to who I am.
Let's do this.
I'll tell you more about it afterwards. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It's what I do.
You do.
It's not a proposal, but
nice. Let's do this.
Okay. I do what I do because I love what I'm doing, and I do it like I do it to make my air fluent and congruent to the atmosphere. Fear man and not goals, give a toast to the host of nations. Asians will soon be the new world power. Kidnap and devour. Time with a vengeance, let your ideas be your henchmen too. Do what you usually do, but Charlie, this year you do it even better. Set a record in time and make you a trendsetter. Get a jetter, get money, throw it in the air like feta. You see, you're making pizza now, but in time you will get fed up of what you do. Because when you do what you lose, the get fluids pumping through your veins like, do it. Do it. Kill that brother if he laughs. Pass a fist right through his abs. Think fast and negotiate with time to give you bullet time to slow down your mind and reflexes. To do what Bruce Lee do like he does, but man, do it even better. Beat 10 thieves in your homes while writing a letter. Yo, that's a hey, love letters. The letter P, because that's what starts with the name. Precious, perfect, persistent. At this instant, I do what I do because I love what I'm doing, and I do it like I do it to make my air fluid and congruent to the atmosphere. I took an overdose of sin that made me produce a cover note. I covered hope with vim, but you see, I wasn't clean. I was overchoked. I overbuilt hypocrisy. Satan then was mocking me. But then I decided to rise back my property. Was I ignorant? Yeah, to that I answer probably. 10 commandments to be obeyed. We're acting as if God has made us slave. We are slaves to our own mission. You see, the road has already been paved. Parts of the Bible are being made commercial. And we sit back and watch like we are watching an infomercial. So take what you want, forget what you need. It's funny because you come back to God on your knees, begging and praying, oh God, please. forgetting that God is really the one that you need. Sin is really simple. Pops out like a pimple, mesmerizes you like that cute girl with a dimple. Even though today we've got the Bible on the Kindle, we can't kindle our desire to read, so we dwindle. So fear man and his jealousy. Many have been killed in this life not by their enemies. So do what you do, but do it undercover. And make sure what you do does not hurt another. Karma is a mother. Trust me, I've seen it. And she stared at me like I screwed with her sister and did not wear a rubber. Ooh, that's not what I do. I don't screw sisters. But leave wisdom on your mind that irritates like blisters. Because I do what I do and I love what I'm doing. And I do it like I do it to make my air fluent and congruent to the atmosphere. Fear God and your life is spared. Quote Psalm 23. Every time your life's in fear. Hey, I am the new Shakespeare. Not a playwright, I stay clear. Stick to poetry and shake it up to make it clear. I share, declare, blow a trumpet in the air. Now, who's going to run this town when I'm not here? Well, I don't know. That's why I wrote this prose to answer the why you do it question every time it's posed. And the answer is, I do what I do because I love what I'm doing. And I do it like I do it to make my air fluent and congruent to the atmosphere.
100%. Okay, so now you get what I mean. Like, how did this man not make it that time? Charlie, this is something. 100%. How'd you come by the name though? Who gave it to you?
The answer I'm going to give you now may sound egotistic.
Okay, let's have it.
Because I gave the name to myself.
To yourself.
You get me? But it doesn't mean that I consider myself like the best in the game, that there's nobody else but me. That's not what it means. I share the same name with my father. Okay. So when I was in SA, I didn't have a name. It was Paul, but I was the only Paul.
Okay.
It was cool. But coming down here, I'm like, no, I can't. I have to come up with a stage name before people start going, hey, I hear you're doing poetry. That's not what he does. So I gave myself, I was first calling myself 100%.
Okay.
You get me? But the main reason for that is to just remind me to give my all every single time I am performing. And even as an outside performance, in every single thing I do, I should keep it 100. And also to serve as inspiration to my audience, or anybody who listens to me, so that they are challenged also to be 100% at whatever it is that they are doing. So everything about what I do is sort of intentional. So from the dressing and everything, so I go, okay, wait, why are you doing that? It's like, hey, I'm representing myself as uniquely as God has made me.
Okay.
You go and do the same thing, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Different. So that's the basis, what's behind the concept behind 100%. Yeah.
That's some motivation right there. I only asked for why he scored 100%, but we got motivated anyways. 100% dose of everything. If you're just tuning in, you're on the EP Book Club, me and man Pyob, and I'm chilling with 100%. Do what? Subscribe to our other social media handles. Of course, you're already on the Facebook handle, EP Radio TV. EP Radio TV 2 for Instagram, EP Radio TV for Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, EP Radio TV. Even though we are global, www.epradio.com. If you want to send me a message or call in on the show, go for these numbers: 0207 32 62 36, 0207 32 62 36, and I'll do well to talk to you and read your message. Of course, if you are watching, don't just watch. Let us know you're watching. Drop a message by. Let me read it out for you. EP Radio TV, the new face of radio. Let me do a quick one under the live stream. Coming from, I hope I get the name right though. This doesn't look Ghanaian. Okay, I'm seeing Is it Kwaza? Is it Kwakaza or something? Kwakaza, Mbali, Mohair or something. Sorry, brother, I'm struggling with the name. But yeah, hello from Word and Sound in South Africa.
Okay.
All the way from SA.
Well, that's a wonderful platform. They do a slam, I think, is it every Every month there's a slam.
Wow.
Every single month there's a slam.
In South Africa, right?
Yeah. Joburg in that.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I had the opportunity to. When the last time I was in SA, I graced that stage. Very beautiful.
Wow.
Stage, beautiful poets, beautiful energy. Yeah, and she's one of the people that organize. She and Afura Khan. Yeah, shout outs to you guys too.
Oh, is a she?
Yeah,
the name sounds quite strong, like like another male, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, a lady could be 100%, you know.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely. So let me still do this. Ubedi. I don't know why this guy goes by this name though. Mm-hmm. But I know his real name is Salia, but he's Ubedi Brock. As in Ubedi Block, but then he's like Ubedi Brock. Okay, yo man, what's up? What's up, brother? You say good day Ghana again, so you're all the way somewhere. Big ups to you. Thanks for doing the watching. Ray Arnold, strong words from the man, 100%. Great show, PY. Thank you, Ray Arnold. He's a colleague and he's good at what he does as well. So, nobody broke again. Hello, yeah, I've seen it. Nice show. Thanks for doing the watching. Let's talk about WTF. What is it about?
No. That's not what it means. That's not what it means.
So it's not like the what we know.
It doesn't mean that.
Okay.
And I usually try and encourage people to listen to the album. In the last track, it explains it, and it's sort of I like playing with words a lot.
Most definitely.
So there are multiple meanings to WTF, but there's a specific meaning that I'm driving, generally everybody to. And once you listen to the album, and especially the things that I'm talking, but the album actually starts with the poem that I do,
right?
Yeah, I do. So yeah, I mean, it's on all streaming platforms, even on SoundCloud.
Nice.
So I mean, yeah. Basically, it's a project that I did. I called it a Ghanaian hip hop, narrative, because I identify as a poet rapper. If anybody else was like, take poet and rap, put it together, you probably get me.
Not to cut you short though, but then I don't know, but I sense a bit of I don't know if you know Quelly.
Quelly.
Yeah, he's a spoken word artist as well. He does rap as well.
No, where is he from?
I know he's all the way in the water region, but then he usually comes to Accra as well. Yeah.
Our paths haven't crossed.
Probably.
Yeah.
He actually, should I say, almost looks a little bit like you, like his stature and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
And he literally does a bit of rap fused with his spoken word and all that, and it makes it. I was just about to ask, like, do you even know him? Because it's like the style.
Okay.
Okay. So just not to cut each other. Just let's. Yeah, you should. Quelly. Yeah.
Have to check him out.
Okay, so let us continue with your story.
Yeah.
Let's go with your story.
What are we still on the
album? Yeah. The album. Yeah.
Okay, so the album has poetry and it has rap.
Okay.
Generally rap tracks, and it is an effort to showcase my abilities, at the same time tell a story about Ghana or Africa and the situations that we find ourselves in. There are happy points in it, but the majority of it is kind of looking at some of the problems, some of the scenarios that we find ourselves in. It's very one of my favorite poems, which is Africa Sent Me a WhatsApp Message, and that sort of addresses or touches on majority of the problems that we face in Ghana. And you realize that the problems that we face in Ghana are not unique to us. It's sort of something that the whole Africa, is facing. And it's not just environmental or economical. It also has something to do really with the mind.
Yeah.
So the album addresses all these things, and it climaxes by asking, the question, the WTF question, which, if you look at what the pop culture defines that as, and you look at the definition I'm saying, it's sort of about the same thing. It's like, why are we in this situation? We are supposed to strive and look up to more better things than the current situation that we are in. And basically that's what the album is about.
Okay. So what message did Africa send you?
It's like, how we talk on WhatsApp. a lot of messages. There
Yeah.
were pictures, there were videos.
Oh,
there were
I
comments and
actually thought
everything.
like it was a piece. I was
It's
actually
a piece.
yeah.
It-
So
it is-
yeah. So I literally want to hear. I literally want to hear the piece.
Oh, you want to hear
Yeah,
the
that's
piece?
why I was like,
Okay.
what messages like Africa send you? Because I want to hear the piece.
Okay. Do you want to hear it now?
Yes, now.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead.
Okay.
And go. Okay. Africa sent me a WhatsApp message. Can you believe Africa has a phone? She says she switches between an Apple and a Galaxy. Is impressed by the galleries of pictures that people hold on Instagram and their dedication to their social media diaries. Africa sent me a WhatsApp message because all other communication channels had failed. She says whenever she shouts my name, that I do not listen. Headphones are plugged in my ears and I wear a frown. Because the chaos in society allows me to block the noise with Yaponos, amen, oh, amen, music, but the picture on the streets are still dirty because people over 30 are thirsty. Drink sachet water and don't beg for mercy as they pee publicly and litter the streets with plastic because they find more solace in filth than in keeping healthy. Africa then sent me a message reminding me of Captain Planet and the Planeteers, how I love that cartoon. 6 o'clock, 6:30, I'm not sure, but it was before Oshin. She then sent me 5 tears through 5 emoticons for each of the 5 Planeteers because we forgot how to utilize earth, fire, wind, water, and heart. Yes, we have no heart. To Africa, we are just mindless zombies with cell phone settings because wickedness is now on vibrate and love is silent. We seem fooled by violence because we touch screens but not lives. The system lacks justice and loves bribes. Truth are now lies and flies still hover over food, transporting death through cholera over decades of opportunities to prevent them. Africa then forwarded me images of hunger-struck regions, economic atrocities, and corruption. One of the images had a question, and it read, how was a continent so rich, invaded by poor people? I typed IDK. Africa typed SMH. I don't know, shaking my head. Africa said, we are poor because we do not listen. Our sea is filled with fish, but we stopped fishing. We stopped wishing for a better life and opted for a lifestyle that lacked style and miles of wisdom. So we entertained our wants and forgot about our needs. So much so that we forgot to work like bees. Unity is free, yet more rare than the precious minerals we have in our grounds. So we took our Independence World Cup and forgot about our neighbors. How then do we celebrate our goals? What is the meaning of this freedom? Because we download from the internet more than we download from intellect. Ignorance is the teacher in this Jurassic Park, shaping Africa into a rhetorical question. You see, Africa is the question, Madagascar is the dot. Shift it to the right to hide the picture that is sought. Hide the real question, what happened to us? We are hungry yet surrounded by food. Poor yet surrounded by jewels. Fools, did the doom salt make the room hot, make our skin soft? Or rather, did it turn the brain switch off? Knowledge is power, yet we remain skeptical. We study definitions and assume we are technical. The Ghanaian education system teaches students how to chew and pour instead of swallowing. Application of what is chewed is food for thought that is never thought of because it wasn't swallowed. No wonder our children's thinking are shallow. And why after the exam, whatever they've studied evaporates. I call that load shedding. And probably the reason why today Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa have electricity issues. You see, the West laughs at our power struggles and have given new meaning to the term the dark continent. Whenever I look at the WhatsApp chat between Africa and I get sad. Because Africa is a queen in rags that has given us wealth that was and still is being mismanaged. For lack of knowledge, my people perish. If lack of knowledge leads to death, then let's get lots of it. Both the academic and the streets. The journey may be better, but the result sweet. If only we choose to make a difference and realize that we are Africans and not Africans. You only live once. Make it count.
YOLO, so make it count. 100%. And this was the message Africa sent to him. Now, I don't know, but you just really got me into it. I got lost in it because it felt like I was sitting somewhere and you're literally having a conversation with somebody, and like a whole back and forth thing. It makes it very interesting. Did poetry start for you it started from for most of the spoken word artists and poets I've spoken to? Most of them most of them start with heartbreak. Most of it. Most of them, it started with heartbreak. They were in some sort of dark space. Then it literally propelled them to start doing poetry because now they wanted to just find a safe haven to dump all the emotions and all that. Did it start like that for you? Because listening to this very piece, this is something that, of course, it has its own emotional sentiments. Let me put that because it has something to do with Africa, though. But it goes beyond that.
I see what you mean.
That's what I'm asking. Did it start for you like that, or how did poetry, or spoken word and everything start for you?
It's twofold. You get me? I started poetry because you're digging a girl, you want to write some poetry. Everybody thinks that when you love, you have to write poetry. Whether you're good at it, you're not good at it.
String some words together.
For sure, say you get more.
Vibes.
So that's how it started.
Okay.
But it's hip hop that got me into the spoken word. That's sort of giving me a unique flair because whenever I listen to hip hop music, I was mesmerized by the word play. So it's the play on words that I'm listening to people. If it's like Jay-Z is one of the people that I listened to a lot when I was growing up. But ever since then, I've listened to a number of different acts, and you see a storytelling, and you realize that there is a way in which the words are playing on you. And look at something like Lauryn Hill's Lost Ones. It's funny how money changes it. That's poetry. That's poetry right there. You look like at Nas's One Mic. You get me? And you realize that there are things that are being said. It's rap, but it is poetry. Somebody gets up and says rap is rhythm and poetry. That's how they put the acronym together. But for me, it started, that way. So as much as I grew up in school, you learn your poetry and whatnot. When I was in SA, the things that were inspiring me were some of the music that I have listened to. You get me? The music I've listened to, and I look at stories and I'm okay, how can I tell a story from this? How can I tell somebody something in a different way? Because what I just shared with you, Africa sent me a WhatsApp message, is stuff that the news agencies have been saying for a while. The only difference is that I packaged it differently. I put it in a way that we understand in this generation. Instant messaging, WhatsApp. It's like, so Africa, because Africa is talking, and it's sort of similar because sometimes you meet somebody, the person say, shall I message you? Oh, I don't see anything. And that's kind of like Africa. Africa is talking to us day in and day out. But we are not listening. We are not checking our messages. We are not seeing it. So the things that she's advising us, and this is similar to what you find in Proverbs. If you look at Proverbs from verse chapter 1, even all throughout Proverbs, say, you listen, my child, listen, heed instruction. We are not listening. We are not applying the knowledge and the wisdom that the earth and God basically is giving to us. So I'm packaging all of that and using the things that have inspired me from childhood to package it in a way that people will listen and hopefully will cause change.
And I think, if someone should listen to this very poetry piece you just dropped, I think it would make more sense and they would actually hear what message you're carrying across than even watching the news, talking about the same thing.
But you see, that is the purpose of the artist. Artists do so much more than entertain. And you know, for poets, for me at least, I always say I have a challenge because I love music, but I also love poetry. And so that for me, I'm always trying to strive a balance. How can I make the poetry that I'm writing entertaining and at the same time educational? You get me? You get it has to have
contents like
so for me, I'm always driven towards poetry or content that is very creative, because for something to be creative, it's not just no. There's a lot of skill employed to make it sound and look, you know, that way,
and be very loud.
Because you're very loud. You always say, "Have you seen that? Have you seen that? You see the way the guy talk. You see, that is what." But my thing is, more often than not, you listen to some poetry and you don't feel that
you don't really get the message. You're
not getting it. You're hearing a lot of rhymes. You're hearing a lot of things like but and it's the same thing with music sometimes. Like it's in nowadays. This music. Okay. I hear it. I'm doing like this. But what are you saying?
What are you taking from me?
You're not making it like, even if it's a love song, you're not saying like, "Ooh,
Charlie, I'm really hitting you.
I have to send this to my feet." All you're hearing is the nonsense of to get you for the Come on.
But I'm tempted to ask, like, you know, when, of course, you know, because you wanted to have a lot of vibes to roll. Did you get that girl? Like, you know, did poetry get to her?
I use poetry, but not to get. Usually, I'll get. I use poetry in terms of because once you're a poet, it just naturally oozes out of you in the way you think, the way you go about proposing and stuff. But once you're in the relationship, to keep the fire burning, you offer, "Here's a poem I sent you. I wrote this especially for you." And
very romantic. Now I'm going to get back to you, but I'm going to have to run off real quick to talk to my wiki diva. Pamela Foyboating coming with the wiki moment in a bit. When we're back, I'm going to ask you who your favorite hip hop artist is right now. I don't know. all of the top. If you're ready, let's go there. Anyone tell me about this book or movie? Let me not be too selfish. Let me not be too selfish. Let's get to find out what she has for us today.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing life issues and happiness of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well, your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I'll tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt, what comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you're on your own.
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon. Make a date with me on my story.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing real life issues and happiness of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well, your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I'll tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt, what comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you're on your own.
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon. Make a date with me on my story.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing real life issues and happenings of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well, your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I will tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt, what comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you are on your own.
My name is Veronica Akom Roxon. Make a date with me on my story.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing real life issues and happenings of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well, your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I will tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt, what comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you are on your own.
My name is Veronica Akom Roxon. Make a date with me on my story.
The EP Book Club with me, a man Pyob, and of course I'm chilling with 100%. Like I said, I was going to jump off, to get into contact with my Wiki Diva, but before that, right here on EP Radio TV and on Light TV as well, every Tuesday, do want to watch my story with Veronica Akon between the hours of 7 and 8. But now here, I have the Wiki Diva on standby, ready to serve us something new in the Wiki world. Pamela, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, PY.
What?
How about you?
I'm good, Charlie. Yusuf and Ray giving me tough time, but we still move. What do you have for us today?
So I have interesting pieces for you today, and I think you love the movie.
I will?
Today. Yes.
Let's hear it.
So the movie is titled Love Beats Rhymes. Love Beats Rhymes. Love Beats Rhymes is an American musical drama film directed by RZA. The film released in 2017 stars Azealia Banks as a 25-year-old rapper from Staten Island, New York, who wants to pursue music, but her parents demand that she finish college. She agrees to complete her education, however, her spoken word proves to have a powerful impact in the classroom. Now, the film features excitingly staged rap competition, which often lapses into romantic melodrama. It is a refreshing love story that helps you understand the difference between poetry and rapping and how to appreciate both. So, you understand why I say you love this one?
I think I'm getting why you said I will love this one.
It also addresses tension points surrounding the artistic perception of hip-hop. You don't want to miss the glamorous professor in the movie called Professor Dixon, played by Jill Scott, and her captivating poetry saloon performance. The movie is produced by Paul Hall and directed by RZA.
I definitely need to get this movie and watch. What book do we have?
Okay, so for today's book, it's also an interesting book by Ghanaian American. Now the movie is about Sakawa.
Really?
I don't know. It's about,
sorry, just.
I don't know the last time we heard about
it's been a while.
that issue. Yeah. So the book, The Missing American, by Ghanaian American Quay Jones Corte, is a female detective drama crime book. In the story, an American man disappears in Ghana after going to visit who he believes to be a woman he's falling in love with over the internet, and just happens to have given several thousands of dollars too.
Wow.
It is a compelling mystery. I think it hits home.
Yeah, you know. This is something we hear.
Sakawa was very vibrant.
You know, it's still there. Charlie, right now, the boys, Charlie, they go hard, man. No time to chat at all.
Is it still there?
It's still there, but right now, the boys, they go hard. They don't have time to be wasting behind the computer and all that.
Alright. So it is a compelling mystery depicted by the Sakawa boys, as I said earlier, who attempts to harness the power of spiritual ritual to increase their success as internet scammers. It gives an inside look into Ghanaian setting, especially at Tinkoku and the lives of people there. An introduction to life in Ghana presented with an eye to what many people outside Ghana don't know. A little bit about the author. The author, Kwei Jones Horte, is a Ghanaian American detective, fiction novelist, and a retired physician.
Wow.
For about 20 years while practicing medicine, he also worked as a writer, and the book is a 2021 Edgar nominee for Best Novel. One thing that excites me about the book is that most of the times things that happen around Ghana is not documented, especially when it's deemed as a vice.
Yeah.
All right, you know, or we all know about Sakawa and how it impacted on the youth and the country, like in general. But you know, although it's something that is, you know, not good or something that people will look down on, it is important that we keep history of all those things.
Yeah.
And as much as it is not pleasant to talk about, it's actually happening in Ghana, and I'm happy that a Ghanaian is putting this
one
into history.
into history.
Yes, and plus I have a surprise for our viewers.
Okay. Is it money?
No. The Ghanaian idea of surprise is always about money. No.
You know, Charlie.
I'm here to give you something more than money.
Okay.
So the surprise is you can watch Coming to America free on Amazon tomorrow if you have a subscription.
That's true.
So I read it online, and I think I should share with my lovely audience.
You know, Charlie Ghana with the relax free. Thank you. Of course, today we can give herself Pamela for you. But saying, if you're just tuning in, you're on the EP Book Club. Me, a man, Pyob, and of course I'm chilling with 100%, and of course just going by was Pamela for you. What's saying.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing real life issues and happenings of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well, your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I will tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt, what comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you're on your own.
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon. Make a date with me on my story.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing real life issues and happenings of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I'll tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt, what comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My Story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you're on your own.
My name is Veronica Akomrakson. Make a date with me on My Story.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone.
If you don't know the station you're on, you are on the EP. Sorry, not the EP, but you're on EPM Radio TV. Sorry. And of course, tomorrow, my boy Ray is on the Ray and Totti Sports Show or something like that. Make a date with them if you love sports. Yeah, they get to do the plenty talks about. I'm not really a football person, so but I watch football when Ghana is playing, when Chelsea is playing as well. But let me do this message real quick under the live stream, then I get back to 100%. I love the name 100. So this one is coming from Cheyenne M. Andrews. This is so great. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Then Ubedi Bob is still watching. I enjoyed your guest. You enjoyed it? No, he's still on, so you're still enjoying him, and you'll be enjoying him more. But of course, because of time, I'm wrapping up in a bit. But I want to ask him who his current favorite hip hop artist, both in Ghana and both, of course, in the USA or wherever, is.
It's kind of tricky. I have a favorite artist in Ghana.
Okay, who is it?
Walasi. Walasi is my favorite.
Big up to Raphael. He's yeah.
Well,
he's Raphael. Though.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. He's Raphael. We're in the same hall, so.
Don't be.
He loves Walasi.
Yeah, Walasi is my favorite artist. Wow. Regardless of be it international, because I'm not following music as actively as I used to. A lot of what I hear, if I were to take an artist, what's this guy's name? There's a particular guy. I remember he a tall guy with a saxophone. I'm forgetting his face. I see it, but the name is not this thing. But he's this tall guy who plays the saxophone and performs, and his songwriting and stuff is just really amazing. If I remember, his name starts with an M or so. I've forgotten. If I remember, I'll let you know. But those are my favorites. Yeah.
I was actually thinking you were going to go for Living Culture, but of course, Walasi is dope as well. Just because he's not a homeboy. All the way from Takade, so yeah. Coming from the wiki by itself, your guest is amazing with a prayer emoji. Of course, we go to
the guy's name is Masego. Yeah, Masego. Masego. Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. Masego is his person, and of course, Walasi. Now, to the very last main question I want to ask.
Sure.
To you, what or why is poetry or spoken word, not really growing in Ghana and in Africa as a whole, as it should? I know it's growing, all right?
Oh, it's growing. To say it's not growing in Africa, I think is not right. In certain countries, it's growing. I believe in Nigeria is growing pretty well. I think in Kenya is doing well. In South Africa is doing well. But we need people there to kind of tell you, at least to me, these three countries, the level at which they are at, and compared to where we are not there yet. And why aren't we there yet? It's mainly because these three countries, at least, there are people who are sorting out the background stuff in terms of they are sort of creating it into an industry. Right now, we have a lot of people doing performances, but if you ask yourself a question that, where can I go and find Ghanaian poetry? We don't have a space. We don't have a space, at least online, because right now that's where everything is, whereby I want to see Ghanaian poetry. Go here, this is where all of it is. It's not really there. And that is a beginning of a question to show you that these are the gaps in the market that is preventing the Ghanaian space from knowing that, there's this, there's that. So even though there's poetry, it's not popular. And that is part of the fault of the poet and the fault of Ghana generally as a whole, because we need collaboration between people who say, oh, this is good, hey, let me try and make it as popular. Once it becomes popular, then people is like, hey, yo, that's good, I want to see another one. Then another thing comes up, then another thing comes up, but we don't right now in Ghana especially. That is it's not happening enough. It's people are doing their own things in the corners, which is fine, but we need to come together. We need to come together and make it blast. Yeah. That's what needs to happen.
That's what needs to happen. Now let's talk real quick a little bit about your album, the one you're yet to release. If you don't mind. What is it about?
Funny enough, I've got a number of albums planned up. It's just that you have to plan before you release it. This is more, what am I even called? I think there's an experiment that's called BOR or something, or Book of Rhymes and Square. It's basically me just showcasing my music and poetry in generally a different. I'm like basically taking the WTF to the next level, but not with the heaviness, of the questions. It's really to be enjoyed for generally what it is. Lessons. So it's a bit more lighter than the WTF. I'll be asking some really heavy questions. This one is more light, but you listen to it and you will learn and enjoy. There'll be a moral or a lesson at the end of the day from
is there any link between the album itself and the book you're working on? Because
Not necessarily. I mean, the book I'm working on, because I'm trying to release a number of things generally every year. So this is going to be the first book. Okay. So I have a number of poems that I want to release, but I'm still deciding as to which ones would make the first guy. I think the first one will mainly be on Ghana, because I want people to recognize that yes, I'm first a Ghanaian before before all the other things that I'm also interested in, so that even because right now we are not just Ghana. I mean, everything we are doing right now, everybody is seeing what is happening here. It's not just Ghanaian. So when people say, "Oh yeah, I know that guy. That's the guy that brought this and that," then you can come and start talking about the other things that you are interested in. So more likely, I was playing around with one logo line as a name for generally for the book. You see, I find it interesting because when I was a kid and I read one logo, they seem to love the idea. I was like, wow. Who would have thought that one logo, like something that we play around with, is something. It has our culture has a certain vibe, to it. Some of the things that we kind of like sort of take for granted. It has power. It has power. There's a cool factor to it that we don't really is.
So just to wrap up, this is a question I ask every poet or spoken word artist that I have on my show. If you are made a president for an hour, what would you do for the poetry fraternity? Just an hour as a president, what would you do to change things?
For an hour, I would create stages and call it a Ghanaian competition of sorts with a budget, so that for marketing, just for marketing purposes, to put Ghana, sort of like, on the map. And the last thing I would do is try and ensure that the poets in the last decade or in the last couple of years who are doing stuff in terms of written books and whatnot, just try and encourage that, so that Ghanaian students will be learning about the poets, because it doesn't seem that cycle. We seem to know more about the people outside and the other people than some of them. There's some really, really important things, poems that have been written by Ghanaians, but people do not know about it, so can't be proud or boast or learn from the lessons that come out from it. Okay,
so now just to finish with you, totally, where can people find your works, anything you want? Watching you right now.
It's all in the name. It's all in the name. Just spell the name correctly and you find it. 100%. So it's 100% on every single thing is 100%, but together. You get me? So if you're looking at me on social media, all the social media channels is 100 HO. The HO is very good. If not, you see a whole lot of them. It becomes very difficult. I also have a website, 100%.com. You find me there on the stream. If you want to check out the 2 points that I performed here today are available on SoundCloud. They're available on Spotify and all whichever favorite streaming. Aside AudioMac, I think at the time I was releasing it, AudioMac wasn't really the thing. But that's it. If you look for 100%, you will find me. Just remember the O. Yeah.
You will find him. Just remember the O. 100%.
Yeah.
I've been chilling with him. Today on the EP Book Club, I had fun. I saw, Rihanna nodding his head throughout the, if like when you're working out and he walks out to you to give him vibes to go and go anywhere. Don't give any vibes. If you use him as well, don't give them any vibes. Okay. It's been fun. Yeah. I enjoyed you. I'm sure all the people who watch this will enjoy you. Big ups
really
to
grateful, really grateful.
Big ups to his name. And sound in South Africa.
Wow. Thanks for watching.
My own person, Rihanna, of course, Henry Edu Amoyao, and Miko. Thanks for watching. She's from the States. Yeah. This is so great, of course.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Thanks, all of you, thank you guys for watching, and of course to all those who celebrated their birthday, big ups to you guys as well. All the music I played is for you guys. Everything that you wish for, everything you pray for in your secret places. Amen to those. It has been the EP Book Club, me and man Pyob. And of course, like before I wrap up, I get to drop you something. So this is what I have for you today before I run away. So yes, it's still words that we confuse, most often. So we have advice and advice. One is with a C and one is with an S. I will give you a detailed, explanation about it or examples and all that when I come back here next week Thursday. But let's do this. You can form your own sentences with it, or let me know the difference you know about it. Don't go Google, just out of your head. Send it to my inbox. I read it here when I'm here on here, or next week Thursday. Yes, sorry. Then I have affect and effect. They're not the same thing. We usually interchange them, but find them from sentences with it. Let's read it here on the show right for you. Let's see, you probably just might win yourself something. It has been the EP Book, like I said. With me and MPRB, and I've been chilling with 100%. Big ups to Pamela for inviting our Wiki Diva. Big ups to Ray Arnold. Big ups to Yusuf and Prince and Miko himself. Stay safe. Go get vaccinated. Go get a shot. And we're still follow the protocols. Let's meet here again next week Thursday. I am out of here.
Dear Vero, I am in love with someone who doesn't love me at all. Despite the fact that I have a man who is ready to battle the devil just that I am happy, but I don't love him back. Dear Vero, what should I do?
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon, the host of the most talked about show on TV and social media. On my story, we get to read letters containing real life issues and happenings of persons in various forms of relationships.
Marriage is an institution where you don't graduate.
Try to know yourself very well, your strengths and your weaknesses.
And in such instances, the men also have to know how to set the mood.
If you are my sister, I'll tell you to divorce this guy.
Because immediately they are hurt. What comes into their hearts, if nobody stands there, they can act immediately.
We get to find profound solution to every letter that is worth of my attention. My story is a program that touches the very core of our existence.
When there's a problem, you're on your own.
My name is Veronica Akom-Roxon. Make it with me on my story.